So hi guys, my name is Ian. I'm here with Noel, a fitness expert who he takes a unique approach on looking at health and fitness. He's worked with a variety of different clients, including other ballroom dancers. So great to have you with us, buddy.
Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers. So for those of us who tend to take it for granted, why don't we start off with, why is good posture important?
Good posture is important because it allows you to use your joints properly. So the more your posture is off, the change in the bony structure happens, which causes continuous wearing. Now instead of doing a movement and it's positive to the body, it becomes negative. And this is why posture is so important, because it's an indicator that these things are off. And it's been off for a little while because now it's visual. I can see that the posture's off. This means change has already been underway.
So if I'm slouching, I'm causing my spine to curve forward, and that's going to put pressure on different parts of the joints that aren't normally accustomed to having that pressure, and then that causes imbalances in the body sort of spreading out from that?
So pretty similar. It's not necessarily the posture itself, like in just being here. It is the muscles that have tightened, either through scar tissue or through, let's say, overuse or misuse. These are other things. And now, as a result, that tightness has caused this. So the bones always are just the way they are. It's the muscles that move them.
And then the muscles can get tightened up and they hold them in that unnatural position, and then it just builds from there.
Absolutely.
I see. So like that's a good example of sort of one of the things that can happen if you have consistently bad posture.
Yep.
What are some other situations or conditions that can arise from somebody who doesn't have good posture?
Generally, these normally happens with arthritis of any joint. This is because of bad posture, either by habit or by overuse. So the most important thing is maintaining your body so that you don't fall into this overuse situation. So other than arthritis, these kind of things, then you just get the joint aches and pains, generally, or cramping in the leg or foot or back, muscle fatiguing quickly. So at the point of after pain, there comes a point where it becomes weak again. Right? So you're trying to pick up a cup and it drops out of your hand because you don't have the strength. The muscle's too overdone to even hold something. So those are some other kind of issues that you might see as well.
Right. And you hear about things like, I know, like lordosis and other conditions like that. Those are all similar situations where the spine kind of gets held in sort of an unnatural position?
Yep. Those are all kind of over time. So it starts a certain way, continues. And once the body has found that as its new normal, it'll always stay in that position. Because nothing is telling it that this is not straight.
Okay.
Right? So to the person themselves, this is straight. You say stand up straight, they'll stand like this. But until you re-educate the body or the mind that the posture is down here, there'll never be change. Because the body doesn't seem there's a reason to change.
So ballroom is largely considered to be good for posture. But have you ever had any cases where some technique that we were doing in ballroom dancing actually contributes to the problem?
Yes, I find that mostly I've heard actually from other teachers and stuff that in ballroom there's not a huge emphasis on stretching. Right? And this leads to these postural issues because when you have somebody coming in that wants to enjoy dance, they are pre-exposed already to life, right? Life has happened before they met you, therefore there's already imbalances, let's say, right? So now if you continue to express this imbalance, either by the shoulder being up, moving the shoulder blades out of the center position more to the side, they call that winging of the scapula, or movement away from the center of the spine, and then we have some different issues with the shoulders and traps starting to take over, pecs tightening, these kind of things. Another thing that I find is tightness in the calves. Everyday life, you have tight calves, most likely anyway, at the age of 16. So now just keeping more understanding that you have to maintain, right? Keep it stretching, keep stretching. And sometimes there's a point where the muscle won't stretch through traditional, point your toes, lean forward, put your foot against the wall, get that nice stretch against the wall. Sometimes that won't be effective. So at this point, generally you have more cramps, you feel, I gotta stretch it out. They stop before they finish their routine. And this is an indicator to the teacher, hey, you know what? Maybe we should do a little bit more stretching. And if stretching doesn't work, maybe we should seek somebody that has a little bit more input on this issue.
Right, right. So that leads into my next question, where if stretching isn't good enough, what are some professionals that students can seek? You know, and what might be your unique take on what the body needs to maintain that posture?
Okay, so this is a very interesting question. I like it. Essentially, massage therapy is everybody's go-to. First thing, you have a tight muscle, do massage therapy. This is good in the sense that it will give you immediate relaxation of the issue. Will it solve the issue? Maybe not so much.
Right.
If it is an overuse thing, that means there's scar tissue. Scar tissue has a different method to, you know, feeling better, to get rid of that.
It's not dealing with the underlying situation.
This is the thing.
Right.
So if you want to go a little bit deeper and go more to the core of the problem, I'd say either massage therapist that specializes in myofascial release, which is different than deep tissue massage, right? A little bit different. Techniques are different. So, or a practitioner that just does myofascial release, right? This is generally closer to some physios, not all, some massage therapists, not all, and some osteopaths, but not all. So any of these three kind of give different flavors to the exact same thing, but they'll be addressing the scar tissue that's most likely holding it if the traditional stretching is not working.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, you can find Noel either by contacting the Joy of Dance Center or through his website at designfitness.ca. It was a pleasure having you with us, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.